Charleston is in the top 10 cities in the nation where Americans are migrating to these days. That's according to the career networking site LinkedIn. Not news to any of us who navigate the Lowcountry roads during rush hour, which brings me to our next guest, Mike Seekings. He's Charleston councilman and chairman of CARTA's board of directors. Merry Christmas, and it's so good to see you again. Been too long.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and yours. It has been way too long. Been an interesting 2020, but glad to be here to talk about what we're looking at for the future, which is where we're all focused.
Absolutely. Well, just a quick FYI, we just spoke with Charlie James. He says hello. He was a big part of our annual bus rodeo that CARTA puts on every year. Are we going to do that in 2021, you think?
So I think he has left the region as the defending champion. So we'll invite him back. We're going to give you the wheel again and see how we all do. I will take my places last, but it is fun and we look forward to doing it. And yes, in 2021, the bus rodeo will be back.
If I can knock down as many barrels as possible, I will do it. Well, let's get down to brass tacks here. So CARTA's expansion is incredibly important, as you just heard. Charleston is in the top 10, pretty obvious when you see how many people are on the road. So tell us more about, for anyone who's new to this program, what's going on with the transit system.
So while it may have been a quiet year for some, it's been very active for Lowcountry Rapid Transit. You know, we are about to embark on the largest regional transit project we've ever seen, the longest bus rapid transit project in America. We've never had one of these in the 350 years we've been around. So 2020 has been a planning year, a positioning year to get our project moving, to break ground and to bring transit and options for mobility in the Lowcountry for the first time in our history. It's an exciting project. Long way to go, but we have made huge progress.
Well, that brings me to my next question. So when you say long way to go, when are you going to see ground break, so to speak, and when is this project going to wrap up finally?
So we've worked on alignment this year. 2021 will be the same. We'll get into design. We're making sure we're in a good place for the matching federal grant, which is a competitive grant. 2021 we'll see the design of the system. We'll have locations of the stations. And by 2022, we'll get moving on this and it all goes according to plan. And so far it has. We'll see an up and running, fully implemented transit system, 21 and a half miles long from Summerville to downtown Charleston, or just south of Summerville to downtown Charleston by 2025.
And what I found interesting was this tidbit of information, the most miles of dedicated transit lanes in the U.S.
In the
Here
U.S.
in the Lowcountry?
Yeah, in the Lowcountry, right. So, you know, one of the, I guess, the good news, bad news scenario is this. We, for 350 years, have not had a large-scale transit program. So all in, right? We've got to start somewhere. And the connection between that northern corridor and downtown is the place to start. And so with 21 and a half miles, it'll come from the fairgrounds to the medical university with about 20 to 21 stops in between, with room to expand into downtown Somerville and then north and east up towards Monk's Corner. So this is the beginning of the beginning. And it's an exciting time for the Lowcountry, and, you know, high time we got there and we're ready to go. Very excited about it.
Most definitely. I think that's probably the biggest lament of people who live here when everything else is almost perfect, is the traffic and being able to get from point A to point B in some of these newly developed places. Do you think that we put the cart before the horse a little bit on that?
Well, you know, because we don't have currently the infrastructure for transit corridors, sure. I mean, we've developed in this area without really putting transit at the top of the list for hundreds of years. It's okay, though. I mean, we've got a good plan. We've got a great team in place. Sharon Hollis and her team at the BCD COG have come up with an alignment that works. And we know this isn't an answer for everybody, but the demand out there to have options to get to and from where you're going every day. And the other opportunity this is going to present is to build transit-oriented development and have access to housing in places close to where you work that's affordable and attainable. So lots of layers to this project, and truly a community engagement, and exciting, and people have embraced it. Over the course of this year, we've reached over 5,000 people to talk about sort of their vision for our region.
I'm going to kind of ask this question in a different way, though. When we're talking about timelines, is at any point during the process of creating this rapid transit system, is it going to be usable? Are we going to be able to use portions of it until the entire thing is completed, or do we have to wait until the whole thing is done?
So the way we look at it is this is a system that really needs to operate as one. If we did it in segments, it would not present exactly the relief that you're looking for. So we're going to open it as a full system, and it allows us to work on it from south to north, north to south, and everything in between at the same time. And that's the most efficient way to do it. And that would be, for us, the right way to do it. It's integrated, and to make sure it's done right, we'll open it all at one time.
Sounds good. Any public meetings coming up?
We're going to spend 2021 getting back out to the public again. There are lots of them. We'll publish them, lowcountryrapidtransit.com, for all the information you want to know. But just know it's out there. If you've got any questions, we are going to bring options and availability to the Lowcountry for the first time in our history. And we want everyone to weigh in on it and ultimately to come ride it.
And maybe tell some drivers today to get about a 15-minute early start just until that happens.
Yeah, that's right. One of the things about this project of the system, it will be dependable, it will be reliable, you'll know what you're getting into, as opposed to when you wake up in the morning and head out your door and head down to work. My goodness, you never know. And as we get into 2021, we'll get back to those good old traffic jams out there on 26 again.
Yes, we certainly will. All right, Councilman, thank you so much, and happy holidays to you. Happy New Year.
Well, Leyla, great to see you. Thank you. And again, happy holidays to you, yours, and everyone out there watching. Looking forward to 2021.
We'll be back after this.